Have you ever stared at your to-do list and felt your chest tighten? Like it's just too much? Emails, deadlines, chores, it piles up like a mountain. And instead of starting, you scroll. TikTok, Instagram, anything to escape. Let me say this clearly. You're not lazy. Your brain is doing exactly what it was designed to do: avoid perceived threat. In psychology, we call this emotional avoidance. When a task feels overwhelming, your brain flags it as painful, triggering a low-key fight or flight response. So you soothe yourself with distraction. It works, temporarily, but the mountain is still there. Here's the good news. Breaking this cycle doesn't take hours. It takes 5 minutes. Just 5.
So why is starting so hard? Let's break it down into 3 truths about procrastination. First, static friction. Like pushing a car, the hardest part is getting it moving. Your brain resists that initial effort. Second, cognitive overload. When a project feels huge, your brain can't identify the first step, so it freezes. Third, perfectionism versus progress. Perfectionism says, do it flawlessly or don't do it. Progress says, just begin. Guess which one wins long term? This creates what we call analysis paralysis. Overthinking leads to inaction. You're not stuck because you're incapable. You're stuck because your brain is trying to protect you from discomfort. But here's the twist. That protection is exactly what's holding you back. Now here's the strategy I want you to try. Simple but powerful. It's called the 5-minute rule. Make a deal with yourself. You don't have to finish the task. You just have to do it for 5 minutes. That's it. Set a timer, 300 seconds. Tell yourself, after this, I can quit guilt-free. Why does this work? Because it lowers what psychologists call activation energy. You're not committing to the whole mountain. You're just putting on your shoes. This reduces resistance and quiets your brain's alarm system. Suddenly, starting feels doable. No pressure, no perfection, just movement. And here's the key. Once you begin, your brain shifts from avoidance mode into engagement mode. That's where change begins. Something interesting happens once you start. After those first few minutes, the resistance fades. This is called behavioral momentum. Think of it like pushing that car. Once it's rolling, it takes far less effort to keep it going. You begin typing, cleaning, organizing, and suddenly it doesn't feel so bad. In fact, you might even feel a little dopamine boost, that sense of reward from taking action. Here's a powerful comparison. Fear is often louder than reality. Anticipation is often worse than execution. Once you're in motion, you realize the task wasn't the monster you imagined. At this point, discipline takes a back seat and flow takes over. You're no longer forcing yourself, you're just doing it.
The timer goes off. 5 minutes are up. Now you face a choice: stop or keep going. Here's the surprising truth. Most people keep going. Why? Because you've already won the hardest battle: starting. Each time you use the 5-minute rule, you're rewiring your brain. You're building what psychologists call self-efficacy, the belief that I can take action. And that belief, it changes everything. So here's your takeaway. Don't wait for motivation. Motivation follows action, not the other way around. Be kind to yourself, but don't let yourself off the hook. Start small, stay consistent, and if you're struggling deeply, talk to someone. You don't have to do this alone. Now, your 5 minutes start right now.
And if this resonated with you, drop a comment below and subscribe to 5 Minute Unlock. Your next breakthrough might be just 5 minutes away.